We're diving into weird word origins.
Welcome to Mythical More.
Sometimes you can learn things from us.
Like where words come from.
Not always.
But first, we need to learn where they come from.
Learn with us, really.
Let's learn together about words.
Yeah.
Chase, you got a lot of words.
I got so many words. I'm thinking of at least 2 right now.
All right, well, give us one.
Okay. The first word that comes to my mind in this moment is nightmare.
So we're supposed to guess,
What
Like-
the origin of nightmare is.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what we're looking for yet. I'll know after the first one if it's like, are we talking Latin or are you talking like a mare is
A female horse.
a female horse,
and she would bring the bad dreams at night.
so that's what we're talking about. The why these
Well,
words.
let's just guess and then we'll learn.
I think that's
I don't
it.
know if that's true or not.
So
Yeah, not like full etymology, but yeah.
So
How
are
it
we
all
on the right
comes
track
together.
though? It involves a horse.
You were right about the female part, but not specifically horses.
So a female. What else is a mare? A female.
So this isn't about horse girl.
Sadly, no. I learned recently that Red is obsessed with Horse Girl. He loves some Horse
I
Girl.
run. I gallop. What does she say? I gallop.
Huh? She's in that mask all the time. That's all I know.
I think it's part of who she is.
Oh, that's not a mask?
I think it's her body.
It's her skin.
Yeah. That's what I choose to believe. I
Well-
believe that she is horse. Horse girl is horse.
Apparently, before a mare became.
Hey, my barn, my rules, man.
He's going deep with this. Is that the name of her album?
It's the name of a song.
My Barn, My Rules.
Have you heard her collaboration with Wet Leg?
I'm surprised that happened, actually.
Oh, you didn't think Wet Leg would do it?
I didn't think Wet Leg would be down with that.
Wet Leg is coming up.
Oh, I know Wet Leg is great. It's Horse Girl that I'm questioning.
Okay, all right.
I mean, that's just a gimmick, man. Does her mouth move? Does the horse mouth move when she talks?
If you put peanut butter in there, yeah.
So if a mare meant like a woman before it meant a female horse, a nightmare.
a female thing, not like a woman specifically.
We're talking about a banshee here.
We're talking about like kind of creature, spirit, monster.
All right, well then that's it.
Yeah, it's a lady that brought the bad dreams.
So nightmare, it meant something else. It meant a person
Because
who was
back in the day when
like a
men
witch.
had something go wrong at night while they were sleeping, they were like, "This has got to be a woman's fault."
got to be a woman's fault.
You know, that's how
Right.
that's how they arrived at this. Mm-hmm. There's no other way.
Help us out.
So yeah, mare refers specifically to a female spirit or monster, which
Spirit.
was supposed to settle on and produce a feeling of suffocation in a sleeping person. So kind of like a night terror, how you can get the like that paralyzed kind of feeling.
Paralysis.
Exactly. And the word traces back to the 12th century, and then over time it just was like a bad dream.
Interesting. How often do you have nightmares?
Very, very rarely. I rarely remember my dreams. I did have a nightmare recently, though. I had a couple of nightmares. I think something about my schedule was off. It takes some sort of outside thing to change for me to start having weird dreams.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have a dream where there's something unpleasant happening relatively often, but I'll have like a nightmare, like I am scared out of my mind, like a couple times a year, but not super regularly. But
you wake up like panting and
yeah, like like that kind
convincing yourself that it's not real.
of thing. Oh yeah, I wake up and I'm relieved. I'm like, oh man, I'm so glad I woke up.
Are you like sweating?
I don't think so.
I like that you said scared out of your mind, and then you just went, the tiny little gasp.
Jessie, she has this thing where she has so many, she calls them nightmares. They're really just bad dreams. She'll be like, somebody like gave me this baby to take care of. And it
that's
was
real. That's a real
And then
nightmare.
it like got out and like got into the street, or like she has dreams where she's responsible for something and something goes wrong, or she gives somebody something, and she is like, and most of my dreams are great. Just like, oh, this unexplainable thing happened. But I think you could call those things nightmares if you wanted to.
Yeah, I just don't have a lot of. I don't remember my dreams. I don't know. My recurring nightmare is I'm driving on a highway and then it's raised like a bridge and then it just ends and I drive right off of it. That's a bad feeling.
Mine is finding snakes in the grass or anywhere. But
Snakes in the grass.
I haven't had it for a while.
But not losing a baby somebody told you to take care of.
Man, I lose a
Babysitter
baby. I lose a
dreams?
baby in a dream. I don't even sweat.
Next
Care
one.
about that.
Okay, next word is buckaroo.
Buckaroo. Of course, we've got Buck Owens and his Buckaroos. I think that this is a famous country singer, 60s, 70s, a little in the 80s.
But it's clearly based on
I wonder
the Cowboys.
If they invented it, though. If it was, because Buck is Buck Owens' first name.
well,
I don't know why. I don't think that
dude, that would be crazy.
that would be kind of crazy.
It seems too
I think
recent.
they decided to call him Buckers. I think you're on the right track with Western buck. I mean, you get bucked off a horse or
This
a
is
bull.
these are the
Western is the right
Cowboys.
angle.
Cowboys are the ones. These are the specific Cowboys that had to break horses. Have you seen the horse breaking TikTok? Speaking of horse girl,
No.
bring it back to
no,
horse
no,
girl.
No.
I'm not going to make any jokes about who broke her.
Are they whispering? You don't do that.
I'm not going to make any jokes about
Are they horse whispering?
It's somebody who is next to a horse, and the horse is like bucking around like crazy. And
Yeah.
there's one where the guy gets kicked in the chest. He's doing a demonstration, and he gets like kicked in the chest. I think he has like a vest on or something. I don't know. And then he like kind of like he's like, no. She doesn't. She wants to coexist with me or something. He doesn't use the word coexist, but
He's whispering her.
she wants to be. She doesn't want to be like this, is what he said. And then by the end, he's got his like head on her head.
I am so fascinated with horses. Like,
Well, get one.
because I'll just put one in what used to be Lily's room.
No, put him at the Burbank Equestrian Center.
Well, they need friends.
That's an amazing facility. You ever
Horses
been
can
there?
like
It's
they
huge.
can sense
I go
things about
every
you and like
year
do
when they
therapy
have the
with you.
Budweiser Clydesdales.
Yeah, they have the Budweiser Clydesdales.
care about
They're
there.
in like Under Armour. That's like custom Budweiser Clydesdales
I don't-
stuff. You can just go and pet them and hang out.
Get a horse,
They're
have
really
him.
cute.
They're huge.
Have him in Burbank, right down the street.
So we think this is a cowboy who breaks horses and gets bucked off all the time. They call him a buckaroo.
So
And I don't know what it means now.
you're on the right track, but
Oh, they ride kangaroos. Australian. They get bucked off.
America, not Australia. But specifically, it's about kind of like the mixing of our culture and the Mexican culture. Does that help you at all?
Aru.
Do you know
So
what cowboy
a Mexican
is
cowboy.
in Spanish? It's vaquero. Vaquero is cowboy in Spanish,
So it's
and
a
so with like kind of the mingling of the Mexican
Vaquero,
cowboys,
Vaquero,
vaquero, buckaroo
Buckaroo?
becomes buckaroo.
So it's
Just like how like gringo
Spanglish.
was like a anglicization of them calling us the green coats, because that was our military attire.
Oh, that's how Gringo came by?
That's what a gringo is specifically because
green coats.
of our military being in green coats back then.
Wow. Chase, you know everything.
And cowboy hats are specifically like a Mexican like formal Western wear.
Right.
But what does a buckaroo mean now?
Buckaroo. I'm talking about the origins. I don't have what it means now.
even know what it
in front of
means
me.
It's like, hey, come on, Buckaroo.
It's just something you say. It's a throwback term for.
Oh, also, I do have it here. I just wasn't looking down. A buckaroo is a cowboy of the Great Basin and California region of the United States.
United. All right,
Great
next
Basin.
Berserk.
one. Berserk.
These were the Berserkers were, I believe that they were,
Kamikaze?
no, they were back in
Pilots?
the,
Berserkers are pilots, right?
in like ancient Germany, you've got like the barbarian dude, the berserkers. They would just like go nuts and they would like drink certain things and make themselves like anesthetized to like pain, and they would just go berserk. And they would
In battle. They would go into battle first. They would like breach the gates with their own heads.
Tell us we were right.
So yeah, berserks come from the Norse word berserker, which combines the words bear and shirt. And they were warriors that were said to work themselves up into such a frenzy that they invoked the beast's spirit, the bear spirit.
And they did some kind of they drugged themselves in some way.
So
they drank something or something. They would make themselves temporarily like
influenced,
immune to pain or something.
Interesting.
We do that before the show.
Bear! We turn into bears! Berserk. Go berserk. Now, do you want to hit that first R hard like that? Berserk or berserk?
Is it a sherbet situation?
I used to say he's going berserk.
Berserk?
Yeah, I think naturally I'd say berserk.
Berserk?
Berserk?
Berserk.
Sherbet.
First R is silent. Right? Berserk.
Berserker.
I feel like if you were in Norway or like some other Scandinavian, you might say berserk, but otherwise it's silent.
Berserk.
Okay, next is sinister.
All right, we know what that means.
sin.
That's very evil. Sin is sin sister?
No, it's
It's when a nun would go rogue.
A minister of sin. A sinister.
A devil preacher.
Yes.
A sinful minister. A minister of sin. Are we on the right place?
I mean, in terms of definition and stuff, yeah, it means like wicked and evil, but you're in the wrong place every other way.
So it's not related to sin.
It's not related to sin. It's actually related to
Nister?
more like an ordinal direction. It's
North, south, east, or west?
more like right and left. So you got a 50-50 shot here. Which one do you think it's related to?
Right?
Okay, so left. What
There
does
you go.
left have to do with sinister?
So it comes from a Latin word meaning on the left side. Can you go from that to wicked and evil?
If you're on the left side, if you're a leftist
Sinus.
liberal.
Sinus.
Think about how Link is a closet left-handed person.
Right. So they thought that left-handed was bad.
Yeah, exactly.
The saying, if you're left-handed, you owe the devil a day. I always heard that. That's why I always closeted my left-handedness.
Left-handed people were particularly wicked or evil, and therefore sinister means sinister.
And I think they are.
Yeah, they're also creative.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just
And
think
creative.
I just think.
Yes, Michaela, you are creative and evil.
I think left-handed people are just a little shifty. Just a little shifty.
Can't be trusted
Right.
to handle things that are made for
And you know
most
why?
normal people.
Because I think they're faking it. Left-handed people are faking it.
Because
They're trying to be different.
it's so sinister.
They're like, I want to be interesting. I'm going to use this other hand.
But the belief is that left-handed people are bad.
Well, I don't believe that.
They owe the devil a day, man. I'm telling
But
you.
hey, it came from somewhere.
Have you ever heard that saying? Except
No, I just knew. I
it
just
was
knew
my
that they thought
mom's
that
my
left-handed
mom's
people
side
were
of the family, like Clyde, Papa Clyde.
left-handed people own the devil a day.
Owes the devil a day. Owes the devil a day. It's like one day you
Why?
gotta do whatever
But that
the
makes
devil.
it seems like the devil gave you a left-handedness.
It's like you sold your soul to the devil, and in exchange,
He made you left-handed,
you became more creative or something.
and then you got to pay him. You got to give him a day.
We should say what our friend Gar told us, which is watch any actor in a movie or a television show. Just notice
Just notice left-handed people.
left-handed or
in
right. If they're
entertainment.
left-handed or right-handed,
And there'll be-
you'll
there's
see
more.
there's a lot of left-handed people on screen in entertainment. Next.
So let's stick with handedness and go to dexterity.
This is okay. Never watched the series, but I've
Not
heard
even
it's
the
great,
follow-up one?
and I heard the follow-up was just a dud.
Is that true?
You talking about Dexter's Laboratory?
That one's solid. I stand by it.
Oh, there's more than one spinoff to Dexter?
I think Dexter's Laboratory is another show that we don't know. Wow. Probably for children? Yeah. Okay.
I never got into it. Never got into Dexter. But it is great, right? If you're into, like, I don't know.
If you have a dark sense of humor.
Somebody in my house got into it because it was on. It was on for a while. Dexterity, that means you can manipulate, you can do things that require a fine motor skills, basically. You can do something that's physically challenging, based
Dexter.
mostly on natural ability is what I think is implied.
Dexter.
But
Dexterity.
where does it come?
Dex, like ambidextrous. Dex. Dex is fingers.
Oh, I think this has something to do with a Pokédex. Right?
You're getting closer.
Dex in Latin means
That you're right on the money.
Touch.
Dexter means something specifically in Latin.
it's a person, it's a hand doctor. A dexter is a hand doctor in Latin.
Finger.
Go broader than finger.
Hand.
And then pick one.
Right hand.
There you go.
So
So
this
coming from
is-
the same kind of thought, dexter means on the right side in Latin, and the word
So-
is like skillfulness with one's hand. 'Cause
So if you're
people were
skillful with your
right-handed.
hand, it's basically, this comes from being right-handed. Mm-hmm. Wow, people really were hating on the left-handers.
It's so interesting.
Those Latin left-handers had it bad.
Boy.
Next.
Nimrod.
Oh yeah, our favorite.
Nimrod
This
is from the
biblical.
Bible.
This is biblical.
He did.
Nim-
It is from the Bible. Yeah.
Nimrod, was it a person or a place? I think it was a person.
It was a person.
It was a king.
And if I remember correctly, he didn't do something that stupid, but for some reason, calling somebody a Nimrod means that they're an idiot. But I don't think that Nimrod was particularly dumb or presented as dumb in the Bible, right?
Right.
Right.
But I don't know what
Nimrod's
he did.
a cool guy.
It used to mean that you were a hunter, like Nimrod in the Old Testament, and then it's kind of unclear as to how it became a synonym for like doofus.
A hunter,
Yeah, in the Old Testament, Nimrod I think is a hunter,
but not a king.
not a king. And that, but
What
one
did he hunt?
theory
What's the story? I don't remember then.
of Nimrod?
Yeah.
Well, I've got information here on how we think it became doofus. We can look into
Okay.
the history while I'm telling you about it. One theory is that it started out as like ironic. That it's like was kind of the opposite, and then through time changed. Though the exact origins of how it first became known in that way are unknown, the usage was at least popularized by Looney Tunes, where Daffy used it to refer to Elmer Fudd, and Bugs Bunny used it to refer to Yosemite Sam.
Well, okay. So that's it, because he was a hunter. He was hunting.
Yeah, we're just not sure if that's like the first time or if they were like
Nimrod.
kind of capitalizing
He's
on something
calling
that
him a
already
Nimrod
existed.
because it's a biblical hunter, and but it had to be an insult because it's coming from Bugs Bunny,
No, Daffy.
from Daffy.
And he started using it as an insult with everybody. So he would call Elmer Fudd a Nimrod because he was a hunter, but he was
And-
also stupid. So then he called everybody Nimrod.
And I was wrong. Nimrod was also a king. Nimrod
Yes!
is the great grandson of Noah.
Great-grandson of
was described
Noah.
as a king in the land of Shinar, and that he was a mighty hunter before the Lord,
But not a doofus. Not a duck.
but not a doofus.
I love this Daffy Duck sensation.
Well, we choose to believe that Daffy Duck is the one who made Nimrod mean idiot. We're not 100% sure.
But repeat that.
Yeah.
We choose to believe that what? You want me to repeat?
Daffy Duck.
Daffy Duck is the
transmuted
inventor
Nimrod
of
to be an
Nimrod
insult.
into being
Yes.
a doofus.
Doofus.
Next.
All right, let's go with flu.
Well, it's influenza, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but, well, let's think about this. Because is it that influenza, like influence, is it that people
Your
who
influence.
had it would give it to other people? So if you're around somebody with the flu and it's like represents one of the first communicable diseases, that's
like
where
this.
it comes. Is that true?
This is smart.
You're kind of all over it, but not specifically about how people would influence the. It's more about how like the influence of the stars, because people believed that stars played a role in making them sick, and so it was like this grand influence that would lead to your influenza.
So it's astronomical. Mm-hmm. Astronomical maladies.
It was written in the stars that this is why you're sick.
Believe that?
So again, flu. What the word flu? Go back to the beginning again.
So we start with you go to flu, which takes you to influenza,
Oh, and then it's
and then goes
influence
to the
of
Latin
the stars.
influentia, which was influence, and then it's the influence of the stars into why you got sick.
Okay.
Okay, and let's do one more.
Nicotine.
Highly addictive substance in cigarettes, if you don't know.
Well, it's really the Zens these days, man. It's just the pouches, the patches,
Nico.
little pouches.
Nicot. It's French. Nico.
Uh-huh.
Nico.
Oui.
Am I right so far?
Oui.
I am.
Yes. I thought you took French.
Nico. So what? We need a little bit of a hint, I think. What are the French people? I don't know what Nico means in French.
Neither do I, but I know it's a last name.
Oh.
Pinocchio.
Jean Nicot.
Jean Nicot was a famous smoker of plants.
Maybe the first famous smoker
He's the
in
first
Europe?
famous smoker
He's
in
the
Europe.
French diplomat credited with bringing tobacco plants to France.
And he got those from America.
He got them from America, and then they needed to call it something. And so he called it nicotine.
So tobacco was called nicotine.
I mean, nicotine is called nicotine, and it's because of...
The magic stuff in tobacco that makes you
Wow.
addicted.
You know what? Good for him.
No, I don't. No,
I mean,
not good for anybody else.
yeah, but if you could either have nothing named after you or just have something.
Oh, good for him. Yeah,
yeah.
just not good for everybody else.
I mean, you know.
Not good for you.
Gear up for a mythical summer with the Summer of Society bundle. Get yours now at mythical.com.